Welcome to Black Girl Say Something, where this black girl has something to say. And happy May. They say April showers bring May flowers. And I'm just hoping that this is the month that everything that I've planted blooms. And it was showered with my tears. So we just gonna call this episode May It All Work Out. May it all work out. Let me just catch y'all up really quickly. April 28th, I made the official announcement that my business will be reducing services in an attempt to close or just ride this current administration out. That's where we're at. The tariffs have been overwhelmingly causing me financial strife, especially being the fact that I'm already financially strapped. So I'll just take this episode to kind of tell y'all about everything that I have going on, and if there's something that you would like to support or an effort that you would like to contribute to, you are more than welcome to. First things first, we have an episode dropping on our YouTube where I collaborated with a colleague of mine who is also in the healthcare administration space as a doctor of health science, just like myself. So we have that episode dropping right on YouTube at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Also, May 1st, launched the Healthcare is Politics course. That is also available alongside Racial Disparities in Healthcare. And that is a part of my professional development with Dr. Appleton that launched because of the success of racial disparities in healthcare. As you also know, I have a few books that I've published. And, I'm just giving you kind of like the rundown because there will be a link tree type link that is linked to my business page, topnotcheyes.com uh / I believe Dr. Appleton is the website for that. So you'll be able to click the link and kind of just scroll through and see what all we have going on. I've linked like the accountability plan that I've talked about that I've worked with my son that has been working really well, by the way. So, I don't tell y'all to go get something if it didn't work, but it does work. He has been making great strides in therapy quite naturally. My daughter has graduated out of therapy because of it. She passed her lifeguard exam. My son got student of the month for the month of April. As we get ready to go into school about to end, I'm really hoping to come into a financial blessing. So I always say I'm in between contracts and business deals, but as the summer is approaching, my kids are like, what are we going to do? And they are older. And while I can only do so much free activities with them to kind of like alleviate what can go on, there still needs to be some sort of financial something happening. So let me just give you a little breakdown of what happened with my business. It's an optician owned optical that provides mobile and virtual services where we fill the prescription for glasses and contacts. We have reduced services, meaning we're only going to be able to provide frames. But on our website in the book now section, we always offered like other services, and those other services include eyeglass consulting, where we can help you order your glasses online with anybody else or help you find the best price, so that there's a fee associated with that. If you need your pupil distance, which is a measurement that is an integral part of ordering glasses, we can do that for you. Um, there is a cost associated with that as well. So those are some services that we've always done, and we'll start promoting those services more on our business page. But all we provide now is just the frame, because the cost of lenses, and because, let's be honest, everyone at some point price point is struggling to an extent. So it was like either tack on the 20% extra onto the lenses, tack on the 6% extra onto the other like types of lenses and services that gets put onto the lenses, or bear the burden. And because I'm not financially in a place to do so, I just won't. Right? I have now I participated in what I presume to be the worst social experiment, which was a job fair. These people promoted a job fair that they called a healthcare job fair, and there was no healthcare jobs in sight. There was one school there that was like a technical school, and after pretty much begging them, and not begging them, but after probing and saying, oh, you're here, no, I'm not interested in school, but I've applied to this school before, y'all had some positions open. And she was like, oh, okay, since y'all we have a position, oh yeah, we do have positions. And she gave me a list of positions. Anywho, once she gave me the list of positions, I saw that there was a position that I did actually apply for gave her my resume, and I said, how am I able to follow up? Is there a business card? And she was like, no. And it was like, oh, well, how are y'all gonna know what position that I would like? And so then she reluctantly gave me like a sign-in sheet. But the whole thing was, there was over, let's say, 200 to 300 people there. There was only 11 vendors, and one of them being like, two of them being MLMs. So I'm like, what is, like, this had to be the worst social experiment ever. So aside from that, I just don't know what the next steps would be. When I say I have exhausted every resource I've pulled from my investments down to the very last penny just to make my car note. So when I'm saying may it all work out, this is not even mustard seed faith, okay? I know they say all you need is faith of a mustard seed to move mountains. Let me tell you something. I have faith as big as an olive tree that it has to work out. It's going to work out. May it work out for me. In May, it will work out for me, because let's not even discuss the fact that the job that I let my contract in, that I left, that was like not helping me mentally. It was really draining me mentally. The trauma had my hip hurting, and the day that I said, you know what, I'm not signing another contract, the pain in my hip left. Yeah, that job. While they've changed everything in administration and they want me back, they gave me an offer that is $20,000 less than I was making before I left. And I let them know it is not in my best interest to take an offer less than what I was making before I left. And nobody got back to me. And so no answer is the answer, right? Let's remember that. No answer is the answer. But also, it goes back to, I've talked about before, and there's conversations about it, like not letting people double back. But let's not let these jobs double back either. Like, people do you wrong and then they double back because they apologize. Yeah, no. No doubling back in 2025, going into 2026, going into the rest of my life. No doubling back allowed. Because what do you mean $20,000 less? And I want to give you just a quick update. I left there June 2024. When I left there, my mortgage was $1,350. It is 2025. My mortgage is $1,718. So I couldn't even take that job if I wanted to. Okay? Let's start there. When I left there, a grocery trip for my family, me and my children, a grocery trip could be $250. A grocery trip now is $500. It wouldn't even make sense. I need not even just the 20,000 that I left, the extra 20 I left with. I need 40. Come on, what are we doing? And when you have an interview, I was speaking to someone and they were telling me about an interview experience they had, and their job closed in December, and then the person is like, well, why do you have this gap? December, January, February, March, April. You're interviewing me in April. I have a gap because I've been looking for work. And so employers aren't even in a place to understand what the job market looks like while being a part of the problematic job market. And that's another topic for another day. In an attempt to just kind of let y'all know what I have going on, follow Top Notch Eyewear wherever you are. We're on Pinterest, we're on Facebook, we're on TikTok, we are on YouTube. Just support us in that way to keep up with what we have going on, because I am hopeful to be able to come back and say, you know what, we're good guys. And but the reality is, going into the new year, we did not have we hadn't had a customer. We were getting like one customer every other month, which is not sustainable and is incurring business bills. The business was incurring bills, right? And then I'm not able to use my business funds to pay my personal bills because it wasn't enough. And then on top of that, it's just one thing after another financially. And I'm grateful for the people who do encourage me. I did talk about being encouraged on Black Girl Say Something. I'm grateful for the people that do encourage me, but can I tell y'all something real quick? Can I be transparent real quick? Y'all not gonna cancel me. When y'all do say, maybe it's not God's timing for me to get a position or get a job right now, it does kind of leave a sour taste in my mouth, because if that was the case, then there wouldn't be any financial burden. I don't, I just want to let you know, like, the implication would be not to be stressed in this waiting season, right? And there is a waiting season where stress is going to come. But there's also a waiting season where, when you say, oh, just trust the timing. The timing is everything. The timing is everything. As somebody who knows patience, and as somebody who used to be very impatient, I didn't get a patient bone in my body until I had my son. And the reason why I say that is not because, and it was before he was even born. I didn't get a patient bone in my body till I had my son, because that young man, while he was in my womb, stretched my pregnancy out to the bitter end. Whereas with my daughter, it was like, I'm having this baby today, and I had that baby. With that young man, it was like every turn, it was like, I'm having this baby, and I didn't have that baby. My due date was was August 21st, and I had him August 19th. He stayed in there till the 40th week. Okay. So I learned patience in that way. And over time, my patience grew because of him. Like, your children do teach you some things. I learned patience with him. Because of him, not with him, but because of him, I learned patience from my womb. And my divorce has been pending since 2021. It's 2025. So when you say trust God's timing, I honestly am somebody who can trust the timing. But we have to be realistic in times like this, that May's bill, we still ain't paid there's some bills ain't got paid in March. There's some bills that didn't get paid in April. And now we're in May. So yes, I am in a place where I'm like, oops, what is going on here? And I don't talk about these things around my children because it's not for them to stress about. Okay. And I do have very anxious children. So I know what can be said and what should not be said around them. That's number one. And number two. But ways that you can support, definitely check out the links in the description of this episode. I look forward to, you interacting with the content and just going forward and keeping, I'm hoping good things for me because I hope good things for other people. May it all work out. If you are listening to this and it resonated with you, hopefully things are working out for you, and I'm hoping they work out for you, because then that means it's in the proximity to work out for me. Okay, and if this resonated with you, share this with at least one person. Remember, Black Girl Say Something airs a new episode every Friday, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, wherever you listen to podcasts. But be mindful, you want to just binge listen to some of the old episodes, because I've been doing that, and y'all, they just so relevant today. Like, I dropped this thing 2022 and it's 2025, and I'm like, girl, that's true. That's tea. That's tea. Um, but with that being said, Black Girl Say Something is right here on wherever you listen to podcasts, whether it be Spotify, Apple, Podvine, iHeartRadio. YouTube has a podcast feature. Um, Definitely get into it, okay? And leave a review if you're whatever platform you're listening on. If you can leave a review, please do so. It does encourage the podcast to get pushed out to more people when you leave a review, and supporting the podcast in whatever way that you can. We're also on Patreon. Patreon is where I post exclusive content that is not for everybody to hear, because over there, this Black girl has even more to say. And I just posted something. So get into that. Y'all, is very, very interesting. As you continue to grow on social media, that's a whole topic in itself. But subscribe to the YouTube, like us on Facebook, follow us on TikTok. I don't know how much longer we have left on TikTok, but y'all know the vibes. It is what it was. So interact with the links in the description of this episode. I do greatly appreciate everyone's support, kind words, and encouragement. And be mindful of your mental health, because May is Mental Health Awareness Month. So schedule that appointment with a therapist, schedule that appointment with your primary, whoever that you can talk to, schedule that appointment. Okay, get into it. Journal, get grounded, take them shoes off and put them feet in the grass, go to the park, all that good stuff. Anywho, until next time, thank you for listening.